The long-rumored remake to Inferno released a week ago, and although it's great, it didn't come along with the operation that everyone thought. So we're all now stuck waiting for the follow-up to Wildfire, and it seems that the CS team has been working on a few things of their own. So we are going to be going over everything currently known about the next CSGO operation, and hopefully we won't have to wait as long as we did last time. First, let's talk about Dust. Following the official non-beta release of Inferno, players started combing through the changed files to see if any references were found to future projects, and some were. A lighting file found within Counter-Strike had updated with Inferno, and within it were strings referencing Inferno, Nuke, and then Dust. Now, some may think that the association may not be enough to warrant the idea that Dust will be remade. However, the references themselves do not specify a DE Dust, instead an HR Dust. HR being the prefix that Valve uses when retooling and reconstructing a map. They have used it for Train, Nuke, Inferno, and is now being used for Dust. Now realize that even though the references are only being made to Dust, this is most likely going to be remakes of both Dust and Dust 2. They share the same model and texture set, so really you would only have to remake the one and then just build the other based off of all of those assets. And keep in mind, when Counter-Strike Global Offensive was first being made, Dust 1 was the first map made. Just pay attention to all the alpha footage, it's all Dust 1. Now along with the Dust and Dust 2 remakes, there have been references to new maps as well, being DE Canals and something called Survival Island. Now these were found in a file called Map Autocompile, and they are only really just references to the names. However, DE Canals seems to be related to the next operation, as it could be in, the group of maps they pull off the workshop. Now, there are some rumors going around the internet that I have been sent a couple of times that says that this DE Canals may be somewhat of a remake of Tuscan. However, I have found very little to support this claim. Further back in an update, there were sound files referencing something called a DE Canals, but most of the sounds had to do with water, and it was assumed it had to do with another map. There were some sound files that had to do with traffic and bells, and now that we're seeing it in this map autocompile file, it is now known as its own separate map. Speculation. As for the Survival Island map, it will probably be an extension of the co-op missions found in Wildfire, possibly being a PvE type game mode, hence the title Survival. There is also evidence of a new weapon, a sniper rifle called the TAC-21. However, this gun has some history to it. Back in October of 2014, an update hit that had references to two sound files of a gun called TAC-21. Now these were later removed, and the gun was unheard of for over a year, until January 20th, 2016, when the TAC was found again within a resource file. However, the one reference that was in it was taken out the very next day. Now in May, two sound references were found called Bolt Interrupt Fail and Bolt Interrupt Success. Now these files hint towards somewhat of a gimmick in the gun, being that something would cause the gun to fail, somehow interrupting the bolt action of the rifle. And on June 15th, 16 sound references were found for the TAC-21. Most of them had to do with shell ejection. However, one sound in particular revealed the gun's ability to be silenced, but the tease was also removed the following day, and since then we have heard very little. Now lastly, aside from bands Neck Deep and Blitz Kids, along with producer Grabbits possibly making music kits, Counter-Strike Condition Zero sound files are mysteriously appearing in Global Offensive, first starting a few weeks ago, and later with these sound files that are called Legacy. The Legacy sound files specifically have a few hints towards possibly changing some current content. However, these sound files came along with rumors that this next operation may take cues and inspiration from the forgotten Counter-Strike game Condition Zero, and it could be possibly based around some cut ideas originally seen with either in deleted scenes, Condition Zero. Now, exactly what was cut from the game that may be referenced in the next operation might be talked about in my next big video for the year, so stay tuned for that. And thank you very much for watching. I'm Tyler McVicker, this is Valve News Network. Have a good day. Adios.